Detective! I'm not a madman, people. If you've seen the movie, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Se7en is a crime thriller directed by David Fincher and stars Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt and Gwyneth Paltrow. The story follows two detectives, a rookie named David Mills and a veteran named William Somerset, as they hunt down a serial killer who uses the 7 deadly sins as his motives. So just to give you guys a heads up, there'll be no spoilers in this review, so I'll keep plot details and character info to a minimum. Also a quick reminder that if you enjoy my movie reviews, hit the like and subscribe buttons and be sure to hit the notification bell for updates on the latest reviews. One of the reasons why I love the 7 story so much is that it wastes no time in establishing the main plot elements, namely the 7 deadly sins. This meant that I was thrown into the deep end of the evil crimes that the story centres around, and only makes the presence of the villain, who we don't see until much later on in the movie, that much more terrifying and menacing. Now, much like another David Fincher movie, Zodiac, which by the way, if you've seen the review on my channel, you'll know how much I absolutely love that movie, screenwriter Andrew Kevin Walker and Fincher, they look to frustrate the audience with each passing sin that the detectives investigate. Rather than creating tension and suspense as the detectives aren't able to intercept the sins before they take place, Fincher and Walker place much more emphasis on the investigation of the crimes themselves. It felt like I was in the front seat of this investigation as the detectives tried to piece together the evidence to try and figure out the identity of this mysterious serial killer, something that these genre movies tend to avoid in favour of showing the murders themselves. From the opening scene to the closing shot of the movie, Fincher ensures that everything we see on screen informs us of either the story or characters. In the first few minutes of the story, we learn everything about William Somerset's character, as he's looking to leave behind all of the negativity and hate that he's experienced throughout his career as a cop. Learning these important details, all it does, it just humanises these characters, and gives me a reason to care for them in the first place. So that when Mills and Somerset do investigate the 7 deadly sin murders, I'm not only invested in the investigations, but also the safety and well-being of these characters. I remember when I saw Se7en a while back, the first thing that became apparent is Fincher and cinematographer Darius Conji, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, their decision to go for a bleak dark colour palette. As all this muted palette does, it just sells the dread and terror of living in the unnamed city. One of the big reasons why this movie works so well is the chemistry between Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. They are very much the complete opposites of each other, with Somerset being very calm and methodical not only in his work, but his everyday life. With Mills having a short fuse, with a more louder, outgoing personality than Somerset. Both Freeman and Pitt play their roles about as well as one could imagine, as both actors disappear into their characters, as they play their character traits with such authenticity. Gwyneth Paltrow turns in a really strong performance as David Mills' wife Tracy. Her character goes through a variety of emotions throughout the story, as Paltrow is really good at showing Tracy's strength in living in this crime-riddled city with her husband. Paltrow is also great at showing Tracy's vulnerability in living in this city that, let's be honest, offers little hope for honest, everyday citizens like herself. But without a doubt, the standout performer in this movie is Kevin Spacey as John Doe. Rather than going for an over-the-top portrayal of a serial killer that Spacey could have very easily gone for, he instead opts for a restrained performance that makes his character all the more unpredictable. One of the smartest decisions that Andrew Kevin Walker did when he penned the script for this movie was to give John Doe a point of view. And what I mean by that is, from Doe's point of view, there's a purpose and justification to the murders he carries out. So while I definitely don't agree with his violent methodology, in terms of his outlook on people and their disregard for a lot of things in life, at the very least, I can empathise with his ideology. And this is where John Doe falls into the category of best movie villains, where I can understand why they act and think in a certain way, and the motivations are clearly drawn out. If there's one word to describe Howard Shore's score, it's haunting, as the score underlines the story's dark themes and early enhances the bleak atmosphere of the movie. So to summarise, with a script from Andrew Kevin Walker that wastes no time in establishing the story and characters, the emphasis on the investigation of the 7 deadly sin murders, as opposed to showing them, a departure that's normally a staple in the serial killer genre, the unique dark colour palette from Fincher and cinematographer Darius Conji that sells the dread and terror of living in the unnamed city, Fincher's decision to humanise the detectives of the story and makes me care not only about their character arcs, but also their pursuit of the serial killer in question. And fantastic performances from Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, and a standout performance from Kevin Spacey, along with a haunting score from Howard Shore. So as you can probably guess, I love this movie, and for me, it's a flawless entry in the serial killer genre. So with that said, I'm going to give Se7en a perfect 10 out of 10. So, and I hand it over to you guys. I now want to hear your thoughts on whether or not you enjoyed Se7en, and do you think this is David Fincher's best movie? So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.